I truly believe that 99% of all Shopify dropshippers and e-commerce entrepreneurs that end up failing down the road, they all make the same mistake. The 1% that end up succeeding all do one specific thing. And I'm gonna reveal that specific thing here in this video for you so you don't make that mistake. A little update on my store. If you guys can see here, get it into focus, refresh. So it's gonna be I'm assuming it's gonna end up being $22,000 a day, which is definitely really, really exciting. But the reason that I'm really excited about this brand is this brand follows the principle that I'm gonna break down for you here in this video. So without further ado, it's getting kind of nasty out here in Chicago. It's definitely about to storm. So I'm gonna go inside here into my office, hop on my desktop, and I'm gonna break down what you need to do to avoid being part of the 99% that make this mistake that is literally career ending. You do not want to do this. So if you have any plans of a career with e-commerce, advertising, or online business in general, watch this video. What you're about to learn is the 3MA strategy. This is a strategy that I've developed in the past few months, and this strategy could very well prevent the downfall of your career into e-commerce and advertising. Before I jump into this 3MA strategy, if you can just please do me the favor of hitting the like button and tapping subscribe if you are new and you want to learn more about e-commerce and advertising, it's greatly appreciated. And I've found that by just saying that one sentence, I get so much more engagement on my videos. So I need to remember to do that from now on. So this is the 3MA strategy. What does 3MA stand for? It's called the 3 months ahead strategy. And I guess to put some context to the strategy, when I first got into e-commerce, all I was focused on was the present. I got extremely complacent with the results that I was driving. I wasn't planning for the future. I was focused on the day. I was focused on the results in the present. And what ultimately happened was the downfall of that business. And what I've come to see is that this 3MA strategy should not only be applied in businesses within e-commerce and advertising, but in general. My girlfriend the other night was telling me the story about in Chicago here, there was a ice cream store that's been in the same location for 30, 40 years. And I'm not sure, I think it's just, soft serve ice cream. But a new ice cream shop opened up across the street and it was sounding like vegan ice cream. The vegan ice cream shop was putting so much pressure on this other business that this other business literally had to go and harass them to the point where this vegan ice cream shop had to get up and move. And the issue with this is, as a business owner, you shouldn't have to resort to things like harassing your competitors. You should be a step ahead of the game. If that original ice cream shop would have launched their own vegan ice cream brand, that competitor would have had no room to move in. But the issue is they were focused on the present and the past, not focused on the future. And this same concept can be applied to e-commerce and advertising, specifically with e-commerce. And it's one thing that almost led to the downfall of my Shopify and e-commerce career. So I want to break down this 3MA strategy for you here and make sure that doesn't happen. I want to make sure that you set yourself up for sustainability and the end result. So let me show you what it usually looks like. So what I'm about to break down is not the 3MA strategy, but most likely this is probably, if you were doing the same thing that I was doing, this is what you're doing right now. So if you're working towards building an e-commerce store and you're just working, you eventually want to get to the point of maybe doing this full time, you want to become a full-time entrepreneur, well, this is probably what you're doing, because I know I was in these shoes. I was doing this. My goal was to build a profitable e-commerce or Shopify store. That was my goal. So here I am, 5 years, working, navigating this crazy path. And then one day, boom, I reached my goal. I kept putting in the work, extremely ecstatic. I quit my job. Everything's going good. My Shopify store is doing $4,000, $5,000 days. Everything's going smooth. But here's the issue: is this goal didn't change. Once I reached this goal, I didn't change it. My goal was still, I was complacent because I had hit this goal. And my mindset was that, boom, I hit it, like everything's all good now, But here's what happens. It's the same situation as the ice cream shop. Eventually, if you don't innovate and if you aren't 3 months ahead of the game, your business is going to die. And there's a major way to avoid this. And that's what I want to break down. That's what the 3MA strategy is going to teach you here. So even if you're someone that's new and you don't have a profitable e-commerce business, you need to watch this video, because trust me, if you keep working the way that you are, you will get to this point. And if you do have a profitable e-commerce business and you find yourself getting complacent, well, you're not too far away from this situation right here. So this is what I do now. In the video clip I showed you, that's what this brand is completely built around. So when you see results like the one that I just showed you, my business partner and I have been planning for days like today for now 3 months. 3 to 4 months we've been planning. We have the infrastructure built out. And there's a reason that there's a reason that this day came and we're over prepared for it. Here's why. The mistake I made was not setting an end goal, because ultimately this is just a step along the path. So let me give you an example here. The new end goal that I have for myself is this. Like, this is the end goal that I have, at least for like the business that I was going to launch next, which turned out to be the one I just showed you. So first, grab a pencil, grab a piece of paper, whatever, grab your phone and type this out. Type out end goal. And now do this. The end goal for this, sell it for 20 million to 40 million. Go big here. Go end goal. Like, what is the ultimate goal that you want? Like, the final result. What do you want? Sell this for this. That's truly the end goal for this business. And it has been since day one. These numbers obviously like fluctuate a little bit, but essentially this is the end goal that we've always had for this business. So this is how now I'm going to break down how I am always 3 months ahead of myself and my business. We're 3 months ahead of these results. We could do 4x these results in our tomorrow, and our infrastructure could still handle it. And here's how. Once you have this end goal, all you need to do now is piece together the missing puzzle pieces that you need to get to this end goal. So let's think about it. In order to sell for this much, you're going to get a valuation of, like, let's say 10x to 20x in net profit. So in order to get a 10x, we would need 2 mil. So then, estimating that we're doing 20% margins, 8 mil revenue to let's say like 12 mil revenue. So that's what we need to do to hit this goal. The next mid goal is, how do we continue? So I have to look at this objectively. How can I run a business to the point that it's generating these type of numbers? Well, there's a few key pieces. It's just really one here. So for us, we need happy customers, because in order to run this sustainably for the period of time where we can grow it to this point, we need happy customers. So how do we get happy customers? Well, pretty easy. And obviously there's like points before this too. You know, we had to do the product research and find a product and whatnot, but you get the point. So now take a look at this. We knew by working backwards like this, that if we have a high quality product, fast shipping times, and great customer service, well, what's that going to lead to? We're going to have happy customers. With happy customers, we're going to be able to run this business for years to come and ultimately sell it. Well, run it for years to come, generate this type of revenue eventually. Once we generate this type of revenue, we have an existing customer base that loves our product. We can sell this for the 10x to 20x multiple of net profit per year. And, you know, obviously if I was to break out this whole plan that we have, it keeps going up, because, you know, all the way up here, you're going to see things like goal, find big market with product and great margins, you know, things like that. And then for all of this stuff, we're going to need a couple things as well. We're going to need, if we want great customer service and fast shipping times, we're going to need great manufacturer
in-house fulfillment or US fulfillment. Boom. And now before we even launched, look at this. We literally knew what we need to do step by step to reach this end goal. And this literally would be like, like up here. So you see, this was my mistake, is I used to think that, boom, this was the end goal. But here's the issue, is I didn't have a path built out for this. So as my business started to grow to these next points, I didn't have an infrastructure built out. I couldn't do this. I was not 3 months ahead of my current state of business. And what ultimately happens when you reach this point and you don't have it set up and you try to rush and get things to happen, the business dies, the business fails. One of my first e-commerce businesses that really took off was doing around like $118,000 in revenue a month, like $40,000 profit a month. And that business completely died because I did not have this 3MA strategy. And I get, if you are just getting started with e-commerce, you're probably like, oh, this is too far ahead. I just need to get this done first. I just need to build my profitable Shopify store. Trust me, if you continue working, this will happen. It's more important to map it out like this. Do the 3MA strategy where you set an end goal, you piece together everything that you need to do to reach that. And not only will you have a business plan, but after you find your product with great margins, after you launch your Facebook ads, after you generate your first sales, you're going to see where you are along in this process. And what I can see that my business partner and I are running is already right here. There's other, check this out. So, there's other things that we have to do now, such as more content, higher team. It continues to grow. This business plan is always changing, but the important part is that we're tracking it every step along the way. It doesn't matter what phase you are in e-commerce, you need to use this 3MA strategy. Because if you put in the work and you stay consistent with it and you join full-time ecom, link in the description, you're going to hit this part. You're going to build a profitable e-commerce brand. But the question is, are you going to be set up to do the rest of this? So that's my video for today. I do hope this brings some value to you. If you haven't yet, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe for me. If you're new, you want to learn more like this. If you're looking for more of the in-depth Facebook ad strategies, my older ones are on the channel. All my newer in-depth strategies are in full-time ecom. And I'm trying to keep them a little more on the DL. That's why they're kind of remaining in there, because they've been working very, very well. So yeah, if I would have had this when I got started, I wouldn't have lost a potentially massive business multiple times. And it wouldn't have taken me 5 years to figure this out. So my goal for you is to compress 5 years of my knowledge into 15 minutes and hand it off to you completely free. So that is all. I will see you in the next video. Dylan out.